All right, guys, I'm here. Hopefully you can hear me. I can take this silly headband off, and we are live here at the Great Dane channel. I've got Magic and Finn here. Let me go ahead and go to the channel myself here so I can check out your questions and join us. We just did a Zoom call, and it was fantastic. We had about 5 or 6 people join us, and I think people enjoyed that. So awesome stuff. So just put your questions in the comments there, and we will go ahead and we will answer them, whatever you might have. Good morning, Piper. We missed you on the Zoom call. That would have been fun because it was interactive and had 5 people, all Great Dane owners, sharing their stories, and that was fun. So I already have 12 people jumping on there. Let me go to this live update. And just waiting for your questions. And we can see what you guys have in the comments. So, okay, Piper slept in. Margaret, we had someone on from Tasmania, which you'll find entertaining. So connection wasn't too good on the Zoom call for our friend Barry from Tasmania, but he did tune in. And I'm just gonna ask people to ask their questions here. So we have Carly. What collar are you using for walks? And let me get the footage where you can see the stars of the show and not just me. There we go. So the collars that we're using are training collars. You could call them a choke chain if you want, but it's just the traditional training collar with the loop and the metal on there. So that's what we generally use. And then as you saw, I have been bringing along the e-collar for Finn, mainly for reactive dogs. When we come upon a dog, if he's gonna react to her, I can't take them both. Good morning, Amy from Apex, North Carolina. And the name of the dog, we've got Finn right here and Magic right here. Magic. He's tired. So Finn is a 2.5-year-old fawn, Great Dane. And then Magic is 5.5-year-old brindle, Great Dane. And let me switch this around so I'm... Oh, orientation is locked. Never mind, sorry. Hang in there. Hello from India. We get a lot of viewers from India, believe it or not. Yes, and they are both asleep. They've been hanging out and being really good. And yeah, the breakfast nap. I took some video this morning. I'll put it up in a video I'll probably upload today. And that was at 8 o'clock this morning. Magic started to howl for his breakfast, and Finn joined in, and they literally were just singing, and it was going on forever. Hello, Bo from the Netherlands. Nederlander, dankjewel. Piper putting her pups in a food coma. Did any of you think about getting on the Zoom call or didn't see the notice soon enough? Because like I said, we had 5 people join and really good discussion. One gentleman there named Richard was looking for a Great Dane puppy. He's in his 70s and he's considering getting another Dane, but is, wondering about how he can manage it. But we all, of course, encouraged him to do it. So that was fantastic. I got Finn running around the backyard last night with the garden, and I was trying to play tag with him. So I was running around the garden, and he was very quickly, he figured out that if I went one way, he would go the other, and he was trying to cut me off, and that was pretty funny. And question from Sanjith in India about the food. First of all, I work for Nestle, and we own Purina, so I feed Pro Plan. I've fed all 5 Great Danes Pro Plan since 1993. And actually back then I fed a terrible product we had called Come and Get It, very commercial, not high end, but it was, my company's product. And even then, the dog did okay. Probably had more waste product than you would want to deal with. But I feed Pro Plan. I took video of that as well as feeding him this morning. That'll be in the video as well. And then, they seem to do fine on it, and it works out. Margaret, thanks for the question. Has Finn ever knocked me over for his zoomies? He's certainly run into me and got me in the knees and kind of taken me out sideways. So you got to watch out when they're running around, particularly if I went to like a dog beach or something like that. And at the dog beach, it can really be crazy. So the question or reaction to the feeding asking about breeding raw, feeding raw. I've never done it. Obviously, it's a trend that people do. And I encourage people to work with their vet and figure out what works for you. I'm really not going to say anything bad about something, but nor do I necessarily know to promote it. But definitely there's people who strongly believe in feeding raw. And then Miss Mickey asking about, hi Miss Mickey, I'm glad you could join us here too. Now I know Miss Mickey and her dog. So the question was around pet insurance. And our company actually offers pet insurance. I don't get it. But pet insurance to me is really just a way to spread out the cost of dog ownership over time. I don't know if it actually saves money. What I've heard is there's a lot of exclusions to that product. And so you come up with a certain ailment and somehow it will be excluded from the policy. Like for instance, I'm not sure how it would handle gastric torsion and the gastropexy surgery that would need to take place during that if there was an emergency. But look into it. It's like anything. Insurance probably is helpful to take the spikes out of the cost, but in the end, you're still going to pay maybe the same amount. I've never had it. And I guess it also would say how much are you willing to spend or how extraordinary of treatment are you willing to give your dog would be one thing. And Piper, you make the great point that I was saying, the cheaper the food, the more poop. It's definitely the problem. and Margaret says, and the worse the smell. And maybe, I hate to say it, but like the consistency or the lack of diarrhea or this type of thing, because, it's nice if they could just have nice, firm output. Let's put it that way. And yeah, so another Saturday morning here. I hope everyone likes it. And Amy, I just want to chime in too, now that I'm seeing that you lost your 11-year-old Dane. First of all, congrats on getting Bentley to 11 years. But that is so hard, and sorry to hear that from all of us. I'm sure you're still hurting, but hopefully seeing the Danes and seeing other people's Danes does give you a little lift. And tell us if you're going to be in the game for another one or where your head's at on that. Exactly. What other things do we want to talk about? And certainly engage in the comments and answer each other's questions, give your opinion. As I learned from the last Zoom call, there are lots of people with lots of Great Dane experience out there. And I loved hearing the people's stories about what they've done and how many Danes they've had. Again, the one gentleman, Richard, he had Danes since this early 70s or late 60s, I think he said. Right after Woodstock, he got a Dane. So that was pretty awesome. As we talk about, losing Danes, that's absolutely the hardest part. And even just with Magic at 5.5 years old, seeing the gray come into his muzzle, seeing him slow down a little bit and, not be so rambunctious and wanting to play with Finn, unfortunately, I start thinking about the limited time that I have with him. So you just got to treasure every day with him, don't you? That's absolutely how it feels. Finn? The next thing I have to do is a major nail trim. I've done it with just the nippers, but I've got a Dremel tool, and I'm planning to make a full video of that with multi-cameras to go ahead and trim those nails, because they are getting pretty darn long. You can hear them click on all the hardwood floors. Okay, Amy, if you have any tips on good breeders, everyone was asking about puppies on the Zoom call. So if you get a little lead on that one, please let us know. And then someone just asking now, AJ, about Magic and Finn barking at night. Very rare, particularly if we're home. They go to sleep and they're out. I think it would really be if there was someone close to the house. They would hear that and react to that. But generally, once they're out for the night, they're out. So that's definitely something that they don't do. But they bark all the time during the day. Every delivery truck driver, every dog that goes on a walk past our house, there's a tremendous amount of barking going on, and it's hard to deal with that. But we're working on that as well. Reading Rebecca's comment here, 5 years is not much, or Danes don't live that long. So yeah, I just saw Amy say that her Dane made it to age 11, and I think that the lifespan of Danes I talk about is somewhere between 7 to 9 years is a realistic view. Obviously, you could lose them sooner or later. But that's probably what I call the lifespan, and that's exactly where my Danes have fallen in. So yeah. There was a question there. Oh, the price of Finn. I think Finn was $2,200, and Magic was probably going to be about the same price. I had a puppy deposit down for $200 on a new puppy, and then that breeder asked me if I would take a 7-month-old show dog that was returning, and I said yes, and I basically got Magic for my puppy deposit, and that's why his ears are cropped, because he came from a show home in Oregon. So, but I would say the price of Great Danes, you know, be careful. You don't want to discount Dane. If it's a $700 dog out there, you might wonder about the breeding, because it takes a lot of money to figure out or to breed a Dane and bring it fully to the ability to come home. So someone just said, what made us fall in love with the breed? I invite everyone who's got Danes, leave a comment. Why did you fall in love with the breed? My story is I wanted a big dog. I wanted a dog that was, you know, something that I could really enjoy, and I've always thought the Dane was interesting. And this one is fantastic. I mean, just, and I had a female first, and she was 100 pounds or 120 pounds, a little underweight, and many people confused her for a greyhound. So that's when I switched to males, because I felt like they were more recognizable as the breed standard. And so I got my second dog was a fawn, which is the other thing, was I thought the fawn. And then I've had, let's see, brindle, fawn, brindle, brindle, fawn. Finn's a fawn. Right, Finn? Black mask? Yeah, stretch it out. What else? Why did you guys fall in love with your breeds? You love docile breeds. Teresa Evans had a 10-month-old Great Dane named Trixie. Recently started feeding her on large breed Purina Pro Plan and doing very well on it. Happy and healthy. Yeah, definitely. Mine have done well. And the other thing is, based on what breeders have told me, I have never given puppy food. Puppy food has got a little too much protein and things they're trying to have a growing dog have. And these dogs don't need any help growing. They actually need to be slowed down a little bit. And so that's where we're at with that part. Let me lock this in. So yeah, I would not feed puppy food. I think the large breed, I wouldn't even feed the giant breed formula. Again, watch the protein content. There's a kind of a guideline around that. Yeah, so getting a Dane, I think, is a search. Don't rush. Don't get a backyard breeder. Rescue if it makes sense to you and you know what you're getting into. Yeah, so, and the lifespan is what it is. I accept it for what it is. It's probably why I've had 5 Great Danes while someone else would only have 2 Golden Retrievers in that amount of time. But you know, don't kid yourself. A golden retriever or a lab can come up with cancer at age 4 and be gone. So, yeah, and the only ever ailment that's had me really lose these dogs is the gastric torsion or the bloat. So, yeah. What other questions do you have out there? Just fire them up in the comments. Piper was going to get a Tibetan Mastiff, but the husband said, too much fur. I agree. Then you did a search and found a Dane litter. Took you 2 seconds to say yes. Well, that's awesome. Is a Great Dane good for first-time owners? I guess anyone could, if you do your research and you go to training and you do the training early, often, and consistently, I think that you could manage a Great Dane. I have been trying to show some of the challenging sides of having a Dane, so it isn't just the happy things about a Dane and how easy it all looks. When you edit these clips together, you can make it look like they're the most behaved dogs in the world. These guys give me a challenge, definitely, and yeah, it's fantastic. So, got the first one in 2000. Let's see, what time? When was it? Got our first Dane in 1992, and went from there. So, and I love it. So, Arnie, I think. Oh, Amy. Sorry, Amy. Amy wanted a horse and couldn't afford a horse, so you got a Dane instead. Well, you definitely got a lot of things going on there. So Chiller, it says Chiller Theater. Do you have a dog now? Or have you grown up with dogs? Or I meet so many people, young people also, that my parents won't let me. Well, that's a tough one. You're either a dog household or you're not. Ooh, Teresa, your Dane torments your 5.5-year-old Mastiff. Well, my 2.5-year-old Dane torments my 5.5-year-old Great Dane, and I just have to intervene because Magic's not mean enough to assert himself. And then I have just continued to give feedback to the dog not to do that. But it's a challenge. So we're getting some good questions. Avinash, European lines or American lines? Hard to say. I mean, I've mostly had what I would call American, and unfortunately the one dog that was more Euro. Sometimes just people here use Euro as an explanation for bad conformation, like a big head that isn't in line with what the standard looks like. And then that European one that I had bad temperament, so it's hard for me to make a judgment on that one. And I thought it was a funny one that I just saw from Miss Kim. Is boofing considered a behavioral issue? By that I assume you mean humping the other dog. Yeah, I always try and stretch that stuff. Oh, Finn's just stretching here, Margaret. Just letting his big stretch out. He loves sitting on that couch too. It's unbelievable. And then we've got, of course, Magic. Magic just chilling, huh? He's so big, my daughters say that those are not his ribs, they're fat lumps. Separation anxiety. I would say that because I've been in my basement for 15 weeks, they don't know what separation is. But, yes, I think they get it. Are you gonna get on your back for me, Magic? These guys love to lay on their back. And if you're seeing this, it's the dress shirt for Zoom calls for work. Funny. So keep going, asking me any more questions you might have. They are sweet dogs for sure. And Finn will get on. Sorry. Finn will get on the couch and Magic won't. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, Amy, you're making a good point about the pet insurance. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The point is that they pay 800 to cover a $5,000 surgery, so you're really not saving that much, are you? So yeah, my feeling is pet insurance is not really a good thing. Um, and I hope I don't have to plan to get another dog is the answer to that question, because I would not get 3 dogs, and I'm not planning to lose any of these guys anytime soon. Come here. Come here. Magic, come here. Come on. Well, maybe it's... Should we have some treats? I don't know if you watched any of my other... I got the Scooby snacks here for the dogs, so maybe they like that. Come on, Magic. Sit. Finn? Well, my cat's name is Ginger, and unfortunately we lost her this week. So she had a big tumor in her throat, and we had to put her down. Come on. Up, up. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. All right. Here. Thank you, Chiller. Thank you. Bill, I got Magic's attention, didn't I? Can you lie down? Down. Magic, spot. Come on. Spot. Good boy. There you go. Magic likes his Scooby snacks. Finn, do you want some? Here, Finn. So gentle when they take the treat. That's nice. So Miss Kim, question about dog clothes. Kurgo, one of my partners of the channel, sent me 2 amazing dog coats. And so I have some dog coats with Velcro fittings that work on the Danes just great. But if you're not going to be out forever on the walk, I don't know that they need it. Look how good these guys are now when I have the treats. It's amazing. Oh, nice boys. Nice boys. Okay, I'm just reviewing the comments. I missed a couple here where we have Piper. You're saying it right, which is the stomach tacking. Definitely, I would support the stomach tacking. All right, so now I have 2 very I didn't ask you to get up. Got 26 people. I'm gonna turn that light down a little bit. And this is Finn. No, this is Finn's. There. That's Finn's turn. Now this is Magic's turn. Look at that big, nice, gentle boy eating that little tiny piece of kibble. Aww. Hey Scott, you're asking about breeders in the Akron area. I don't really know any, but I'm in Hudson, so I am in the area. Here, Finn. Finn, your turn. Oh, so gentle. Thank you, Piper. It's a tough one. if you followed my story, I just think that I love the size of the Great Dane. I like the fact that they absolutely shed, so don't kid yourself. They shed. If you've watched my Roomba videos. Okay, wow, everyone's really interested now. Fin here. There you guys. Extreme close-up. And Magic is looking like an old man, but even Finn has got some gray going on in that muzzle at age 2.5, which is just something. November 29th, 2017. October 12th, I think, for Magic. 5.5 years ago. I don't know what year that is. 2015, I guess. Oh, we're burping now. Oh, such a good boy. So, hello, Tony. Guys, we've been on here 26 minutes already. I appreciate everyone with their questions. Are they gassy? At times they are. And boy, they can clear a room, let me tell you. Finn, hey Finn. Here's an irritating thing. Miss Mickey, my email, go to any one of my videos, and in the description, we click on more, there's about 1,500 words, and the email is listed all in there after my channel partners. But I'll tell you, my email is michael.coburn7@yahoo.com. I'll say that one more time. Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L .coburn, C-O-B-U-R-N, 7@yahoo.com. Send me videos of your puppies or your dogs. Shoot them horizontally like my phone is right here. And I can try and also put them in the videos. Do you give your dogs bones? 7-year-old got tartar, and I don't like the idea because of his age. We give these guys bones all the time. The ones that come from the pet store with peanut butter stuffed in them. The ones that still have a little, you know, tallow left in the bones. So yeah, we go ahead and do that. So we got, this is Magic, this is Finn. And boy, do they like some treats. Okay, that's enough. Oh, how much do they weigh? So Finn weighs about 140, maybe he's up to 145 now, and Magic's down from 170, hopefully to under 165 or 160. He's been losing some weight. They don't really need a lot of attention, but they like to be with their family, I would say, is the story there. Oh, good bow there. Yeah, hi. That's a good job. All right, that's enough treats. But that's definitely the way to get their attention, as you can see. Oh, another burp. Okay, so we're getting just the basic questions. So what we have here is 2 male Great Danes. I have Magic, 5.5-year-old brindle male. Finn, 2.5-year-old fawn male with a black mask. And they're phenomenal. This is Finn's uncle. So Finn's sister had a litter, and Finn came from that litter from Loomis, California. Shipped him here. And the rest is history. Oh, Teresa, getting your first Dane. I love it. Oh, and the e-collar training is going well. You know, basically it allows me to take either Dane out front with no leash and have them stay around predominantly with just the audible tone or vibrate. Very minimal stimulation needing to be given. And so that has been fantastic. Also for walks where I couldn't take Finn on a walk because he was highly reactive to other dogs. Well, this now has allowed me to take him out and have that, and he just is much more under control on that one. So, hey, we're reaching the 30-minute mark, so I always like to keep it limited to that. So keep watching the channel. I'm going to go ahead and upload more videos probably today. I appreciate all of your comments, as well as the likes, and continuing to watch these videos. We'll keep putting them out there. Magic is doing great. You have a great weekend, Amy. Happy Saturday or Sunday if you're in Australia, or whatever it works out to be. And with that, have a great day.